Morning everyone. So this morning I'm wearing grey. And the reason I'm wearing grey is because I had a meeting this morning that should have been red, delivering a service, productivity, that on reflection actually didn't deliver what I hoped it would. And that caused me to go grey. And it was that very moment that I made it grey in my calendar that caused me to question why, what had really happened, and what I could have done to make it better. And that resulted in a learning, a really important learning for me. And I wanted to share that with you. But before we do that, I just want to give you a quick overview of the colours. So we've got the 3 green behaviours: thinking, communicating and improving. Those are the things, if you have them in your calendar in the right proportion, will take you, your people and your organisation upwards, make things better, because they're the essence of leading and it's part of what leaders do. Then there's the amber behaviours, 2 of those: monitoring and directing. Now those are the things that, if you have them in your diary in the right proportion, will keep things on an even keel, stop you from dropping balls, manage risk. And that's the essence of managing, part of what managers need to do. Then you've got red, doing, that's productivity, delivering a service, what I should have been doing this morning. And then you've got grey, and grey is about floating. That's not adding value or not being sure what value you've really added. And if you have that in your diary at all, it can take you, your people and your organisation backwards, make things worse, because it's taking your time away from other more valuable things you can be doing. But there's one other, and that's blue. Blue is about living. That's about looking after your physical, mental, spiritual and emotional well-being, looking after yourself outside of work so that you can bring the best of yourself to work. So this morning I had a meeting with a client, and that meeting in my diary is pegged as red. So I felt that I was going to be delivering some value, delivering a service. Now, having left that meeting, I didn't feel that it had quite the effect that I hoped it would. And so having then come out, and this is one of the habits of the diary detox method, you come out and you think, well, okay, was the colour that it was meant to be, red, is that what it ended up being? And if I was really honest, I thought, no, it didn't add the value that I hoped it would. And so for me, I changed the colour immediately from red to grey. And it takes about 5 seconds to do that. But what's really important about that act, and it's I think it's the 3rd habit, is that it's the mere fact that you change that colour that gets you to think, why is it changed? What really happened there? And what could I have done to keep it red or even make it better? And what was really clear to me is that I realised that that particular conversation needed more nuance. It needed more one-to-one attention. It needed a more focused conversation on a slightly different subject. And so rather than continuing in that conversation, which was relatively short, and carrying on trying to get to a resolution, what I should have done in hindsight was say, look, let's take this offline and do it into a different conversation, something that needs more detailed and more nuanced attention. And I didn't do that. And it's that made it grey. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is that the reason some of these habits are really important is that it gets you to think in the moment what really happened there. Okay, because we all go to meetings where we think it's going to be valuable, and we all go to meetings where it ends up being not valuable, but we don't all really fundamentally come out of it going, hang on, what could I have done to change that? What will I do about that next time? How can I avoid that? Or how can I make it better? And it's that changing of idea. It wasn't red, it was grey. Why? That's the thing that really gets you to question and what ultimately gets you to learn. So, whilst I do have a half hour of grey behaviour in my calendar this morning, which happens often, what I'm really pleased about is that the following 15 minutes were actually quite green. They gave me some really interesting insights about how I can make that not so grey in the future. Just thought I'd offer that back to you. Always take a look at what you're doing and what value you're really adding after the fact. It only takes you a few seconds to recategorize in your calendar. Love to hear your thoughts below if any situations you've had like that. You can probably feel I feel a bit subdued this morning, and it's really been quite pensive. I really had to spend my time thinking about this, but I'm really confident that that's a really great learning for next time. Hope you have some great downtime this weekend, some loads of blue behaviour. Enjoy the Jubilee weekend. Like I said, love to hear your comments below. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great weekend.